Speaking to reporters on Air Force One, a visibly confused Donald Trump admitted that he had no idea why he was recently forced to take an MRI exam and didn't know exactly what part of his body the MRI was analyzing, actively making concerns about his health, physical, and mental cognitive decline even worse at a time when he's already getting beat up in the media because of recent Epstein-related bombshells. So this is a total disaster for Trump that he's actively making worse on so many other fronts. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, let's start with this, a pretty shocking exchange between Trump and reporters about his health. Brace yourselves.
Did we denuclearize?
Mr. President, could you tell us why you needed to get an MRI? I understand that the results were good, but what was it for?
Because it's part of my physical. Getting an MRI is very standard. Well, you think I shouldn't have it? Other people got it.
Typically, an MRI
I had an MRI. Here's what the story is. I had an MRI. The doctor said it was the best result he has ever seen as a doctor. That's it. But I had an MRI as part of my standard yearly, or I think they do it every 2 years, but I have the physical every year, and the result was outstanding.
Was it your brain?
Let's stop right there for just a second. Again, he's visibly confused. He doesn't even know the time scale. It's every year. It's every 2 years. You actually went twice this year to Walter Reed Medical Center, and the White House claimed in both situations it was part of a routine annual checkup. Annual doesn't mean twice a year. It means once a year. You didn't go every 2 years. You didn't even go once per year. You've gone twice now, twice. And the year's not even over yet. And this cope, well, the doctor said it was the best he's ever seen. What are you talking about? What the hell does that even mean? What do you mean it was the best? Why were you forced to take it in the first place? It's not standard. It's not routine, even for men of your age. Unless, of course, you're in a state of observable cognitive and mental and physical decline, then maybe your doctors are doing this so as to avoid, total surprise when, you start drooling on the floor. This isn't good, and it's not convincing anybody. But Trump doubles down.
I have no idea what they analyzed, but whatever they analyzed it well, and they said that I had as good a result as they've ever seen. Now, the other thing I took is
Let's stop right there for just a second. What he's about to say, too, is, again, not very good. But you hear what he just said? Well, it was your brain, right, that they were analyzing. I have no idea what they were analyzing. I have no idea. They just said it was the best ever. It was whatever it is, it was the best. So you have no idea why you were subjected to an MRI. Again, pretty big friggin' deal, and you never thought to ask. Nobody ever thought to tell you. Or did they tell you, and you did ask, you've just simply forgotten, or are you lying? Like, what the hell is this? This is not convincing anybody whatsoever. And then just when you think, okay, he couldn't make this any worse. Surely this is the end. Surely he's like, okay, I've got to stop right here. Stop digging. No, he keeps digging.
I took, as you know, very advanced test on mental acuity, because I think a president should have to do that. And as you probably heard, I aced it. I got a perfect score. I got the highest score. I got a perfect score. And the only reason I tell you that is it's one subject, unlike Biden and others, that you can take off your plate.
Yeah. So again, there's this really funny line from like 3 or 4 weeks ago on Saturday Night Live. The guy who they have playing Trump this season, really good impressionist of Trump. He had this killer line when he was talking about this. He's like, he goes, I took a cognitive test and I did so well, the doctors made me take an MRI. And it's a classic line. And that's basically what Trump is saying here. If you have any doubts, I took an MRI and a cognitive test, very advanced. I had to point out the man, the woman, the camera, the TV, the giraffe, the elephant. And again, what he's referring to, according to most experts, based on his vague recitation of some of the questions, is a Montreal cognitive exam, which is designed to detect dementia and Alzheimer's. So Trump's physicians, after he already had his annual visit back in April, a couple of months later, sent him back to get an MRI and take a test designed to detect dementia and Alzheimer's at a time when we are seeing Trump's cognitive and physical decline accelerate, right? We see the bruises on his hands. We see the swollen ankles. We see him unable to walk in a straight line. We saw that during the red carpet walk in Alaska to Putin. It was just, he was all over the place. He often wanders off, has to be guided back like the Japanese prime minister. That clip went viral. He had to be led around just the room. He was like incoherent. His vocabulary is shrinking by the day. His ability to stay cogent and on topic shrinking by the day. And he was never a particularly bright person to begin with. So the cognitive and physical decline is more stark, okay? As Mehdi Hassan, friend of the show, points out, Donald Trump says he does not know why he had an MRI. How is this not 25th Amendment territory? And as you know, the 25th Amendment is when the vice president and a majority of the cabinet can effectively take power away from the president, at least temporarily, right? Probably a good idea, of course. This vice president is certainly not as cognitively corroded, J.D. Vance, as Donald Trump, but also wildly authoritarian and wildly unscrupulous. So it's not like the country would be better off, I suppose, maybe in some ways. But of course, they'll never invoke the 25th Amendment on Trump because they're too afraid of him. Mediaite's reporting on this. Last month, Trump casually revealed he underwent magnetic resonance imaging, which the White House had dubiously insisted is standard for routine physicals. In a statement about the visit, Carolyn Leavitt referred to Trump's exam as his annual checkup, which, as some pointed out, is the president's second this year. Again, it was Trump who let it slip that he had an MRI. The White House was trying to keep it mum. People were like, hey, in this report, which, by the way, twice in a year, not annual, this report message advanced imaging. What's up with that? And Carolyn Leavitt, I have to get back to you. And then Trump a couple of days later on Air Force One, I had an MRI. You know, Leavitt and the others are like, no, don't say that. We're trying to hide that. We're trying to sweep that under the rug. So he's his own worst enemy. Not good at all. Let's take a look. Twitter's reacting to this as well. Trump admits no idea which body part MRI scanned, claims best results ever. Donald Trump, speaking to reporters on Air Force One, revealed he had no knowledge of which body part was examined in his recent MRI scan during a routine physical at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, but insisted the results were the best his doctor had ever seen. Let's see. Experts note MRIs are not standard for routine checkups and typically require specific clinical reasons. The comments, made amid scrutiny of his fitness at age 79, drew reactions online, highlighting ongoing debates about Trump's and presidential health transparency, which, by the way, Trump was less transparent about his health than President Biden ever was, or President Obama, right? Trump jealously guarded his health records, refused to share them with the American people as often as he possibly could. Same thing with tax records, right? What was routine for other presidents, Donald Trump violated the norm again and again and again. So let's take a look here. Aaron Rupar, love to go to the doctor and not know what body part they're analyzing. That's funny. Fox News commenting on this. I'm curious what the comments are going to say. I'll believe anything. MAGA, boot. Trump is actually a hero. I've never even heard of somebody getting the top score on an MRI machine. It goes to show, like, everything he does it better than anyone. Every time Trump tells a story about his health, it sounds less like a medical update and more like a punchline. No doctor on earth is grading MRIs like beauty pageants. If this is his idea of transparency, the country deserves a second opinion. Okay, we're getting a class action lawsuit together for leaving this part out of your clip. If Trump can shake down CBS for editing, surely the people can do the same for Fox News. Let's hear it.
The results were good, but what was it for?
Because it's part of my physical. Getting an MRI is very standard. Well, you think I shouldn't have it? Other people got it.
Typically, an MRI
I had an
is like
MRI.
a specific part of your body.
Here's what the story is. I had an MRI. The doctor said it was the best result he has ever seen as a doctor.
So apparently the Fox News did not include all of the clip itself. But let's get back to some of the reactions to it because I'm curious. This idiot brags about cognitive exams and MRIs. We're not far away from him bragging about making a perfect shit in his diaper. That's funny. This is the 25th Amendment time. Of course, Eric Dodery, MAGA cult, is like, funniest president ever. Guy's a loser. Sam Stein of the Bulwark, the content tonight is tremendous. Was it your brain? That is kind of funny that a reporter would ask about, was it your brain, sir, that they were examining? And I have no idea what body part it was. But folks, again, this is only going to exacerbate things. I am curious if Adam Carlson, who's an independent journalist who's been relentlessly tracking, reporting about Trump's health, I wonder if he has anything about this, about Trump's MRI situation. I'm just looking at it in real time. Doesn't look like it yet. I'll be waiting for an update, that is for sure. Okay. No, but to wrap up here, I would say this again. It's only going to make things much worse. The polling on this is atrocious for Trump. We've talked about this. The polling was bad for him in 2024. It was much worse for Biden, to be sure. But even then, when he was running against President Biden, a majority of Americans in poll after poll after poll had questions about both their health. When Kamala Harris became the nominee, all of that scrutiny flipped entirely over to Trump because nobody was concerned about Kamala Harris's age and physical and mental fitness. After Trump won the election, it's gotten substantially worse. And I imagine shit like this is going to make it even worse still. More Americans, a supermajority of Americans, think that Donald Trump's age and is in a state of cognitive decline, and that his age and lack of fitness is affecting his ability to do the job. And again, we're less than 1 year in, and we've got at least 3 more to go. Not good. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.